know what you're trying to tell them, and they know when it's for them. So with my hello everyone, welcome back to Fins and Whiskers. If you're new here, make sure you boop the subscribe button in this newt and we'll get on to the video. Now, one of the first things owning rabbits has taught me is that you can become an addition to their clan. Once rabbits are adapted to the environment that you put them in, they can actually consider you part of their clan. Since rabbits are social animals, they love to be in pairs or more. Once they have a developed clan, they can even get very close to you. There was once actually a situation where it was nighttime and we were asleep. It was nighttime and we were asleep and there were some strange noises. It was just other people walking around and they didn't recognize what was going on, and so they were alerting us by thumping. Now, I am a heavy sleeper, so it took me a while to just notice what was happening, but the rabbits kept thumping danger to us where our bed is and also just running to the closet, and it really looked like they were just very concerned as to why we were not hiding with them, and they really wanted us to come because they really thought there was danger. For number 2, rabbits can hold grudges. Rabbits have a huge personality. If rabbits develop a bond with you as the owner or just in general, they see you a lot and they tend to be calm around you and you tend to reward them. We are friends, not foes. Now, if you leave your rabbit, and I've noticed for some days or a week, they tend to get angry at you. It tends to change for some reason. Sometimes it's Kubo that is angry that we left, or Nala. This time I've witnessed Nala being angry before we even left. I think she just noticed the suitcase and what the suitcase means. And so I left her and I have a picture. And she was all the way in the closet, basically hiding and upset. She was upset. There was no...
Can I do it again, I tell you?
The thing that bunnies taught me is that they can understand you through the tone of your voice. So the way you say things, if you speak differently to rabbits, your rabbits get used to a definition basically, so they kind of know what you're trying to tell them and they know when it's for them. So with my rabbits, since they live in Mexico, I speak to them in Spanish. My Spanish is not fluent at all, but I do try. I just talk to them in a babyish way and they are able to understand that. And in my video of can rabbits understand you, I can't remember the title of my own video, but I think it was
Please hang up and try.
Yes, it was. It was how intellectual are rabbits, and in the video I just asked them different things como quieren un treat, quieren heno, o que voy a preparar las ensaladas, o si quieren ensaladas y esas cosas, and those things, they understand that it's for them. But speaking to the camera, it's kind of weird. I didn't really make it in a baby voice, but I usually have a more high-pitched voice than I usually do. And sometimes they do trouble binkies, which is they just get really hyper and excited with the fact that they're in trouble. You should probably introduce yourself when you're entering the room they're in. This is a pretty funny one because obviously they know me, they are calm with me, they're friendly, they're happy around me, and my boyfriend as well, and they know that they don't have to hide. However, if we're entering the room and we're not in eyesight, or even if we are in eyesight, sometimes they will get so startled that even if one saw you, the other rabbit running away for their life will signal the other rabbit to run with them because of danger. Hyping your rabbits up for food that they don't like or are trying for the first time may or may not end in failure. I can't count the amount of times where I've tried to give my rabbits time, which they absolutely hate from the supermarket. And then I started growing my own thyme, and this time they like it. So now they like thyme, but only the one I grow. So it's really weird, and it can be wildly different for every bunny. For example, Nala hates bell pepper. Like, she likes bell pepper when it's very fresh, and that means it hasn't really been in the fridge yet. They can actually recognize people's footsteps. Everyone has a different way of walking. For me, I think I scare them a bit more if I don't introduce myself when entering the room, because I wear socks. I don't like wearing shoes around the house. As an Indian, I wasn't even allowed to wear shoes around the house. And so, for example, my boyfriend, a crock wearer, no shame, they make a sound, and so the rabbits know that sound of those shoes, so they know that it's him, which is pretty funny. And it's also adorable because they know you from so many different habits that compose who you are. My boyfriend's brother, his ankles crack when he's walking upstairs and stuff, so they know him from that as well. So it's very interesting. Another fact about rabbits is that they very much love to keep a consistent and rhythmic schedule. So rabbits are, gonna insert the word either here or both, because I can never remember the word. I know what it means, but I just can't remember. So they basically don't really have periods of heavy sleeping, kind of like gerbils. They're just take naps like throughout the day and night. So once they adapt a schedule, and it could be even something they adapted because of your own habits and your own schedule, once they are in that rhythm, they feel out of place when it changes. So they just look forward to, more than anything else, everything that would happen in the consistent schedule that they know of. Another thing I learned that is completely depending on the individual rabbit that you have, but based on mine, I've learned that basically that becoming completely familiar with their space can lead rabbits to become emotionally attached to it. Since rabbits already have a mechanism of staying away where danger might be, or their auto response to fear what's out there, they tend to have or develop a place, a habitat of their own. Now, some rabbits are just curious, don't really care about what's possibly dangerous out there, and they just want to explore. Kubo is definitely like that. Any opportunity to leave the room, he'll try it to sneak out, and he even gives me like the side eye, just like wondering if I'm gonna say anything or if I've noticed. And if I haven't noticed, he will absolutely run out there until I figure out that he's missing, or something scares him, or he even just hears my voice and gets scared that I'm gonna scold him by saying no. I have learned this from Nala alone. She completely loves the space that I keep her in. She absolutely has no interest in leaving the room. In fact, sometimes I leave the door open because I'm around and I can keep an eye on Kubo, but even then, Kubo will look and try to escape, but Nala will just continue her life like nothing ever happened. Even if she sees Kubo leaving the room, she doesn't care. She will not go through that door. There could be a billion carrots or treats out there, but she won't look. And number 9, bunnies pick their favorite human. They do. Bunnies pick favorites. Nala, I am her favorite. I don't say this because I want her to be my favorite. No. she doesn't let anyone else grab her or hold her and put them on their chest and remain there so that you can pet her. She does let me do that, but she won't let anyone else, even my own boyfriend, who lives in the same room. So it's just interesting. Kubo, on the other hand, he doesn't really like people touching him in general. He accepts you petting him. It's not really a rare thing, but he really has been enjoying licking my clothes lately, so I guess that's an award for me. I am not Kubo's favorite. I'm pretty sure that my boyfriend is Kubo's favorite. He absolutely always binkies when he enters the room. When Kubo is vibing in our bed, he goes straight to my boyfriend and starts licking him, and we're just vibing, and Nala's with me, Kubo is with him, and it's usually always like that. Can't say in my experience I'm seeing that bunnies absolutely pick their favorite human. Adapted pairs can become inseparable. Nala and Kubo have never fought. It feels like they're soulmates to me. I just admire them so much. Just witnessing this behavior has been so eye-opening to me. Sometimes maybe I've had a bad day, or I'm exhausted or frustrated or just depressed. Seeing them get excited over the very simplest of things, like if one has gone for a drink of water, I always notice that Kubo especially just zoomies all the way to where the water is and gets excited. Probably my favorite thing that I've ever experienced, and that I feel so fortunate to have experienced. If I never owned rabbits, I probably wouldn't have noticed all of these things that they've shown us, and it's just so amazing. And they became my favorite animal ever. I love rabbits with all my heart. Let me know some of the things that your own rabbits have taught you, if you have them, or some things that you didn't know about them. And I'll see you guys in the next video.